Hello, this is Aaron Maller from Parallax, and this is a quick video to go over how to use the Dynamo Graph that will automatically create a section boxed 3D view for every level in the project. To start, we're going to just run through setting up Dynamo to use this graph. If you're in 2016, Dynamo will be loaded on the add-ins ribbon. For the first part of the demo, I'm in 17, so Dynamo is on the Manage ribbon. The first thing that you need to check is that you're using a version newer than 1.1 for Dynamo. Depending on when you had Revit installed or when Dynamo's been installed, you may need to download an upgraded version of Dynamo from dynamobim.org. No big deal there. Then you're going to go to open the graph that's been sent to you, which is called Construction 3D Coordination, Create Export Views by Level. If you were to open this graph right away, the first thing that you're going to notice is that pieces of the graph are red or yellow, which means they don't work. We'll talk about the ones at the beginning first because they're the only things that you actually have to fill in, but there are some external packages that you have to download and install in Dynamo, and that's all you need to do here for this to work. So first, you're going to go to the Packages ribbon, and you're going to click on Search for a Package. Is called Archi-Lab. This one, make sure that you're downloading version 2016.12.7. So if you have it already, make sure it's the current version. If it's not, you'll need to download that and install it. After Archi-Lab, the next one that you'll need is called Clockwork. When you go to download Clockwork, you'll see that there are a few different versions depending on which version of Dynamo you have, so you will need the one that is for version 1.x, which is 1.0 and newer, so we will install Clockwork. The last one that you'll need is called Rhythm, R-H-Y-T-H-M. Now, Rhythm was updated just this week, and that was actually due to some errors that were in Dynamo that were just resolved for the purposes of developing this graph. So you need to make sure that you're on the January 10th version of Rhythm by John Pierson, who has actually helped develop this graph for this project team. Once all three of those are marked installed, you can then close the package manager. You'll notice that now there is no longer anything that is red in the graph. Closing Dynamo and then reopening it will even reinitialize the Archi-Lab node that was previously yellow, and now your graph is completely ready to run. Here, we've opened the graph in a sample project. You can see that the project has a few levels with some walls and some floors in it for an example. If we open up the graph, you'll see that there are 4 inputs at the beginning that all need to be filled in. For the first, I'm going to set it to the default 3D view. It's good practice to make sure that that view is brand new so that nothing has been hidden in the view previously, like so. So before starting the graph, I'm going to delete the 3D view and then just click on the 3D view house again to create a brand new view. Keep in mind that if you're doing this in a work shared file, you'll have a view that's named 3D-your name. Now, going back to my graph, I'm going to make sure that's the view selected in the first node. For the second node, I'm going to just pick whichever level is equal to the ground. In my sample file, that is level 1. It may be slightly different in your file. There are 2 new nodes in this package. The offset at bottom is the amount that each section box will be above or below the bottom of each, the level at the bottom of each view. So if you'd like the section box to be 6 inches below the level, then you call it -6 inches. Likewise, there is also a node for what the offset is at the top, above the upper level. So if you'd like to get an extra 1 foot above the level, you can set this on 1 foot. Now, if you'd like it to be 6 inches below the bottom level and 6 inches below the top level, you can simply put -6 inches in each node. From there, it's as simple as clicking on the run icon and waiting. You'll get a message that the run has completed with warnings and one of the nodes will turn yellow, but this is not something that you need to worry about, so you can then just close Dynamo. At this point, your model may display in kind of a strange fashion where you may see some blue artifacts surrounding the model. This is only going to last until you've closed the model and reopen it, and it's only going to exist for the person who actually ran the Dynamo graph. But at this point, I'll save the model, close it, and then reopen it. Now that we've reopened the model, we'll go take a look at the project browser and see that our default 3D view is still there showing the entire model, and each level now has its own view that has been offset. If we were to look at it from the side elevation, you would see that it has put the bottom of the section box 6 inches below the level as we asked it to, and the top is 6 inches below the level as well. So that's basically it. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out, and we'll go from there. Thanks.